Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Stock Chief channel. Today I just wanted to break down the M1 Finance app, or the desktop version of this. So go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for future videos that I will be making. So yeah, this is just, I actually made my account yesterday, and I haven't exported a whole bunch. As you see, I kind of messed around and made a portfolio that I could potentially use for my future if I do end up deciding to create an account on this. One thing you do have to do on this to create an account is to initially invest, you have to make a deposit of $100 from a bank account. And obviously that's not too bad, because $100 when you're investing isn't that great big of a deal. But originally I do use Robinhood. That has been my go-to, and I have liked it, and I was skeptical of M1 Finance, but I do believe there are a lot of benefits that get brought to you from using an application like this. So let's just break this down. As you can see, we have the portfolio tab. Well, I guess let's even start up here. So you have your invest, which I believe is just the screen, and you've got all these tabs right here. Then you have spend, which you can apply for an M1 Finance Visa card. They even have a borrowing feature where you can borrow money. Not entirely sure what that's for. I'm not going to use it anytime soon, if ever, probably not ever. Then they also have a research tab, which is very useful. I'll break this down in a few short moments. And then transfers, that shows the account activity you have from, and then you can hit history, and it shows the money you've put in, taken out, whatever. So let's go back to investing. As you see, there's a portfolio, and what you can do with the portfolio is you can highlight a certain section. As you see, I have Disney here. And then you can see AT&T, Key Corp, Tapestry, and Archer Daniels Midland, and then it shows you the stocks down here. You can have multiple different pies in your portfolio, and as you see, they have the 1 day, the 1 week, the 1 month, the 1 quarter, which I believe Robinhood has, if it'll load, has 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and then I think it goes to 1 year and 5 year. I don't believe they have the 1 quarter, so that's a nice feature. And it's going to show you the value of your portfolio, total gains or losses, and total return. And it's going to show you the chart right there, which is very nice, very clean setup. Another thing Robinhood is also good at. And then you can click on this down here for buy and sell, and you can put in the amount of money you want to put into into your pie. So say you want to put in $100. Then it's going to put $100 in, and based off the amount of your target percentage of the stock, it's going to invest that amount. So say it's $100, so it's going to put 35% of it in Disney, which would be $35, $25 in AT&T, $15 in Key Corp, $15 in Tapestry, and $10 in Archer Daniels Midland. And you can create this. If it's your own pie, you can create the percentage of the investment in your portfolio. That's one thing. Obviously $35 is not going to get you a full share of Disney. You're not going to get a full share of AT&T, etc. But then one nice thing about M1 Finance is there are fractional shares, so that this would buy you about 75% of AT&T, maybe 66% of an AT&T share. So you'd have that 66%, and then the rate, your increase over time would be of that 66% of a share until you invest more money and then get a full share or whatever. So you'll be earning the dividend on that 66%. So whatever their payout is, say it's $1, that's 66%. You'll be earning 66% of $1, so you get 66 cents when they do pay out that dividend. They do have a rebalance feature. Obviously, my pie isn't funded. Let's see, edit. I believe this is where you can add more. I'm not entirely sure what the rebalance feature is, but because I figured it was the percentage here, but you can add more stocks. You can change the percentage on this screen as well. And as I said, this is just a basic. I like all these stocks. These are all great stocks, and I'll probably keep them in my main portfolio. Let's see, are you sure? Sure, I didn't change anything. Should be fine. Let's get back to there. Portfolio updated. I do like the overall color scheme of this app. it is pretty nice. Let's go to activity. As you see, this is kind of what we looked at earlier. No activities. This would show things such as dividends, and investments and shares you picked up or whatever, holdings. This would be another thing once you do start your account. Funding history. That was one of the. This looks to be like a pretty cool chart to show maybe potentially how much you've put in like a certain month or whatever. I'm not entirely sure. And bank connection, obviously I'm not going to show you that. So let's get to perhaps the biggest thing. Robinhood does have this feature. It's not quite as perfected as this, I will say. Robinhood does have the news. As you can see, up-to-date news articles 42 minutes ago, hour ago. It does have the markets, the S&P 500, and the Dow Jones, and the NASDAQ. We can scroll over to stocks. This is just where you do some research on stocks. As you see, it has the biggest stocks, 1.1 trillion. Did not know Microsoft was up to that high. Has PE ratio. Not sure what those dots mean. I'll have to look into that in a future video. So this is the 1 year, this is the 3 year, and this is the 5 year. And it shows the growth of these stocks. It even shows the dividend yield. Let's see if I can filter based off of that. 138% for that company in dividend yield. They're down 95% on the year. That seems ridiculous to say the least. GameStop's at a 35%. Wow, that is unexpected to say the least. Let's see if I can get out of this. Maybe back to market cap. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this is by the biggest market cap, price history. Let's see. Not entirely sure what that's based off of, but as you see, they have 4,000 stocks. I believe a couple months ago they only had like 3,600 or something, and I say only, but that's quite a bit. And yeah, so that's a good amount, and obviously they're adding more and more as this brand expands. You can search by sector, which is a very nice feature. I know Robinhood shows that once you are looking at the app, or not at the app, at the stock, like it says what categories it's in, but it does not allow you to click on consumer defense, which is very nice. I like seeing that. Let's unclick that if I can. Oh, it even breaks it down from sector to industry. That's really nice as well. You can put dividend yield in there, PE ratio, and market cap. You can set a max. Oh, and there's the reset button. Man, as I said, I'm discovering this with you. Here's the search bar. So let's just go Disney. You can search by ticker symbol or also by just the full-on name, obviously. That's one thing I do like about this, is it shows the symbol of the company, because there could be a company that you may not know, and you can look at the symbol and it may help you realize what that is sooner. Not the biggest feature, but it is visually pleasing to look at. Let's go to funds. So these will be your ETFs. As you see, they got some of the biggest ETFs based off of the AUM here. They got their dividend yield, price history. Excuse me. And then they also have expense ratio. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And then we can go over to pies. So yeah, that is ETFs, exchange traded funds. So this is your pie. I'm sorry. So you take a peek at this, and it'll show the different pies you have saved, such as the expert pies, which we'll get to in a second, and also the pies you have created. So as you see, I've created one pie, and you can also name the pie. I believe you can do that. Maybe not right there, but once you get into the pie, you can name it. So say this is your general investing pie. You can name it something like that. To get over to expert pies, this is a great feature that, again, it beats Robinhood in this category. You can look God dang. You can look for the plan for retirement pie, and what this is going to be. It's going to show you a conglomerate of things that the M1 Finance people have created for you. These are pies that show, you pick a year. Obviously, if you're younger, you're not going to retire until somewhere down here. But again, if you're looking to retire in 2020, you can potentially pick a pie up here that's going to have medium to low risk, so you're not going to lose a lot of money, but you can still be investing. And they do have conservative, moderate, and aggressive pies of each 5-year time frame. So, and that's one of the things that you can open an IRA in M1 Finance. So if you're planning for retirement, and they even have this as well. So you click 2060 because I will probably be retiring around that time, if not further. Great dividend yield, 5-year up 27%. That's really good. Even 3-year up 23%. It shows the risk. So for something like this, maybe you're younger, you pick the aggressive, and you take a peek at this. It does have different categories with it. It has an expense ratio, and then it shows the holdings of the company, and it has 16 different slices of the pie. So yeah, I mean, you could put this into your Roth IRA or IRA account, and you'd be set. You don't even have to go look for it because they've done all the research for you. And then they also have other categories. They have general investing, plan for retirement, responsible investing, income earners, hedge fund followers, just stocks and bonds, and other strategies. So if you're wanting to look for single stocks, I would suggest doing the research on your own. But if you're wanting the research to be done for you and looking for like ETF portfolios that are already complete and already the research has been done, you can look at a plan for retirement, general investing of these expert pies, and that's very useful. And then also we'll search, let's see, what's a good company? I saw Dish. I'm not involved with Dish in any way, shape, or form, but if you wanted to watch Dish, you click watch. You can also add it to your portfolio once you've made a portfolio if you want to, and then you go to your watch list, and of course it's added here. Again, I don't know much about Dish. I know what they are, but I'm going to take that off because I don't recommend investing in them based off of the fact that I don't know much about them. They could be a great company, but I am not currently looking to invest in them. So other than that, up here, again, another great feature, since this is a commission-free not trading necessarily, but stock investing application, is the fact that you can have a retirement account, joint accounts, and more. The biggest thing I'm probably going to use M1 Finance for is opening a IRA and just getting that started early, a Roth IRA, so that I'm not being taxed on some of these investments. I believe I will still I may even use both. I may have a portfolio on here and also a portfolio on Robinhood, so that if I have dividend stocks on here, maybe use my dividends over here so it can instantly invest your dividends. And that's one of the good things about M1 Finance is they do have a dividend. All deposits and dividends will add to your cash balance, so it's an automatic reinvesting program. So say you get paid a dividend, but it's like 60 cents or whatever. You have like one share of the company. Robinhood, you have to buy whole shares. On this, it's automatically going to put it back in and instantly start earning you more and more money, and that compound snowball is going to start growing and growing even more. That is a great feature on here. And for the retirement accounts, you want to open that and keep putting money in it, but you're not really going to do anything with it because you can't withdraw that money, but it's also going to be tax-free. So hopefully when it's come time for you to retire, you have this big nest egg that you've been sitting on for years, that you can withdraw tax-free, and hopefully you have 6 digits, 7 digits in there after you've created that wealth over time. And the best time to start doing that is right now. And that's the greatest thing, in my opinion, about M1 Finance, is it does offer the retirement accounts on this free application that you can use. So like I said, I'm very new to M1 Finance. I may create a portfolio on here. I'm definitely going to use my retirement account abilities on here. In a retirement account, you can invest up to $6,000 a year. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Robinhood, I'm probably still going to use for growth stocks and maybe a couple dividend stocks, because I do like both. I see pros and cons of both, and I may break that down on a later video if you guys would like to see that. So leave a comment below of anything I missed out on M1 Finance, things that I should know, things that are super important, things that M1 Finance brings to the table that Robinhood doesn't, and I would appreciate to see that. So again, like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully this video was helpful to all you guys, and happy trading.